Probably stop the copyrighted music in the background. What's up, everybody? I see folks coming on in. Who's that with the plug? Oh, Jonathan Marin. He's got a Thunderbolt plug or a lightning port or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna go full screen real quick, and we're gonna just do a quick little update about what this is. We've got some folks hanging in the background, and we're just doing a little community hangout, but I'm also experimenting in the process. So as you can see, we've got a Zoom call happening in the background. We've got folks in the community with us, and then there's also a couple folks on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you can say hello. We won't be paying too much attention to the YouTube chat. This is mostly to archive and record this for anybody who might want to watch it into the future. But yeah, we're just going to hang out and chat and have a little discussion about what's coming up with WebflowConf. And we got some folks that are coming to the in-person experience, and then we've got some folks that are going to be enjoying the online experience. And I think it will be interesting to see how those two things played. We tried to do some online stuff for State of Flow and ran away scared trying to do in-person and online all at the same time. Webflow's got a little bit bigger resources and some more support, so I'm assuming they're going to do a really good job of kind of going through that. So who wants to start it up? Who's excited? Let's just jump in and first of all, who's coming in person? Raise your hand. And who's going to be there? Who's doing the online thing? Right on. Okay, now we got a little understanding of who's who. So who's excited about what? Let's just jump into that. Oh, I have to. Yeah, and for those who don't know, Zach runs the Vegas Meetup chapter and has been for a few years now. You guys are getting pretty active there recently. I've seen that, so I think that's the favorite part, is just kind of connecting with folks. Anybody else want to share what they're excited about? Just the event right up front. Oh, yeah. I guess that's the. Has everybody seen the site Zach created about where people are staying? Yeah. Yeah, and I'm getting, I think, warning on YouTube that I'm not sure that they're hearing the Zoom call, so I'm just doing a little troubleshooting here while y'all are doing that. But I think the link is in that little. Oh, you got it. Perfect. Well, the YouTube channel might be a bust if if they can't hear the Zoom call. So, I, it's so whatever. we'll we'll record it and then we'll post it later. So let me do that. I'll just hit the record button now, and we can post it later just in case that doesn't work out. So I guess here, let me pull up. I got a little agenda here we can go through. We talk about people staying. Oh, the day before the conf, we're gonna do a little hangout by the ferry building, I think, again. We're not 100% sure. We'll have a meetup page actually by the end of the day, actually here shortly after this call. I just didn't get a chance to publish it before the call. But we'll have a little hangout. We did that last time. I know Connor was there. Colleen was there. I don't think anybody else that was there came. We have, I could do this. Let's see. Let's do this. Let me share my screen officially here. Bump, bump. And then, yeah. Let's see. I think I have some footage of that somewhere. Yeah. So we can just, if anybody wants to, it's us eating. We got Connor in the background here. So yeah, we're going to be hanging out over at the ferry building. If anybody wants to come and kick it the day before, does anybody get in on the 8th before, I guess what would that be? Anytime really. After, like before, I guess 8 or 9. I'm probably going to call it. I'm not trying to be out any crazy late. Everyone flying into SFO? Where's the, I don't like how this is working. I'm going to have to do it through this way. If you guys pin my screen, let me see. I think I can spotlight for everyone too. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do at that hangout, honestly, other than just, like we did before, try to get to know each other a little bit, talk about like, what we expect. Has anybody looked at the agenda? Is there anything like specific y'all are excited about coming to the event? I mean, what's causing y'all to fly out other than just to be there with us, with the whole squad? What is it? Oh, the food at WebflowConf? That's right. It was no code conf back then, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you guys just feel free to talk. I'm just gonna run through some of the footage. Like you guys just get riffing. I'm trying to like just catch a little vibe here and see if we can. Yeah, I'll share some of the footage while y'all, just Jonathan, talk about your experience here. How dare you? All good. Yeah, so we're looking at the agenda now. So this, go ahead. Yeah, let's see, online, in-person agenda. There it is. I wish I did. I have no scoop for anybody on this. Um, well, I don't know which one specifically you're talking about. Go ahead, Colleen. ugly eyes, he said. Let's see. I don't know how to do. Oh, this is. Is that who you said that was Emily? Oh, this right here. Oof. Oof. Penny bringing the heat. This is this is inside of Webflow HQ, by the way. Yeah. Yep. So she says shots fired. She said we've been waiting on Logic since last year. It's out. I guess it's out for, so it did take them a little while to get it out there, but it is in public testing right now, so we can give them that a little bit. we can take some swings. They can't hear you, by the way. They can't hear you on YouTube apparently. Let's see. Can they? It does look like there's people watching though, so I'm wondering, can they all hear the Zoom call? You can hear the Zoom call? Yeah, I think you can hear me. I'm not sure you can hear the Zoom participants right now. There's something happening where my mix minus, I think, is set wrong. So it's okay. This was an experiment of like, Eva and Colleen know we've been doing this for the last couple weeks, trying to do the Zoom call and the live hangout for a while. So Pat's saying, nope, they can't hear the Zoom call. So don't. Fuckers. All right. Well, if you're out there, you guys just get to listen to me. I'll try to figure this out. There is a setting here that I can switch. I just don't know how to do it while I'm like on the fly. But if y'all get ripping on the conversation, maybe I can like jump in and do stuff. Here, I'll put this in play. I can't play it and then also troubleshoot in the background. Okay, I won't do that. This was a little recap. This was a little highlight reel I did from last year at the conference.
A day after the inaugural.
No, that's not. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. It's the workshop highlights. This is the one. This is the one. It was super electric for anybody who's there last year. I think even the online experience is going to be, some kind of fun this year. I think like just the experience they've had over the last couple, if you think about the last couple years, the experience they've had doing the online events, I got to imagine they've learned a little bit something about how to kind of do both of them. So any thoughts just on format? I know we looked at the agenda there a little bit. I'm happy to go back to the agenda a little bit and go through, but see Corey, what's up in the house? The flow man himself, what's up? Yeah, so any thoughts just on that agenda, the online event, the just the flow? Corey in the house, what's up? Yeah. It was set up both. It was set up like the kind of the same way both days, but I can show actually. We can do this again. I can give like a look at what the venue was like because they had like this little side stage too. I don't really have these. I'm just kind of shooting through raw footage here, but so they had this huge main stage area, where like they had the keynote and everything. Let's see if we got a shot of it up here. There we go. Got some of that play through. Oh yeah, it's and I bet the venue this year is going to be just as nice. Like I imagine Webflow's putting some serious dollars into the production and staging. So in person, online. I mean, y'all remember the WebflowConf last year, the production value they put into that. So imagine they're going to do the same thing, but with like a live audience. I gotta imagine. Super cool. You just getting to like see the, everybody's in the, everyone's in the house. I'm trying to think what other stages and stuff did they have set up last year that we can kind of show in here. They had this little side stage that was a little fun, little in between sets. What they call this stage last time, Colleen? Do you remember? Yeah, the drive-in. Yeah. Any Jonathan, you were there. What's your memories of like just the venue and the whole vibes? Okay. I forget you're always so like verbose. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
Just because there isn't that much that's public yet. I think Aviv's comment earlier about, maybe they're waiting to announce some big things, and that's why maybe we're not seeing stuff on the conference. So it may be hard once the conference is underway of seeing, hey, there's this product announcement, and do you go to that versus chit-chatting with someone? But you're not going to have that opportunity to connect with someone sort of in person. Whereas you may be able to catch the replay of the product announcement.
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps.
I totally agree.
Yeah, good point. That would be my 2 cents. 2019, some of my biggest regrets was not like getting the confidence to go talk to people. I remember like seeing even like people from the Webflow team that I recognized and was like, oh, I would love to talk to them, but I just like, yeah, I didn't. And so I think that would be one thing I'd encourage, exactly what Colleen said, is like the content will probably be online after. So you can, if you don't feel the pressure, like you need to jump from one session to the other really quick and distract from everybody, what's unique is like getting to connect with people and meeting them. And like, those are the things that will last beyond the conference versus just like the content. Don't get me wrong, the content's going to be rad, but like, yeah.
Yeah, and just know everyone's there for the same purpose. Just jumping on that, like being scared to talk to somebody. Everyone's there to meet and greet. So feel free to walk up awkwardly and jump into a little circle of people that are talking and just hang out until like, it's your turn. This was fun. So talking about the production value, they
Be
had
that
these
guy.
like,
Be that awkward guy.
yeah, I mean, don't always be awkward, but sometimes be awkward, This speaks to the production value. They had this dope little experience set up for you to get your little Instagram stuff. They had a lot of cool little art displays. So I think the whole thing's going to be immersive, again, in person and online. But there's going to be something about being able to sit and eat and grab drinks and stuff that I think is what makes the conference aspect of it super special. Anybody else have advice for how to make the most of it? By the way, the YouTube audio is fixed. They can hear you now. So you have to stop talking nonsense. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I think when I went there, I was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind networking with people, but there's like definitely like a level of shyness. But like, I think one thing that I did realize pretty quickly is because everyone is like into the same stuff, it's quite easy to like start conversations, especially around like Webflow and stuff like that. So like, I think what was really great for me specifically was when we went to the pier and I started having a full-on talk to like Aaron about some real niche-y Airtable things. I mean, I think that those kind of experiences will happen a lot. I think you just gotta like just jump straight into it and know that people are there. Yeah, like Raymar said, they're all there for the same reasons,
Yeah, for sure. Well, and just go ahead, Colleen.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if this is going to be on the floor plan for this year's conference or not, but one thing that they did have last year was a spot that was kind of set up like as a teepee that was off to the side, that was sort of a quiet space. So if you're an introvert and felt like you were getting too much and needed to kind of step away, there was a spot to do that. And so I'm kind of guessing that there'll be some places in the venue that if you do feel that you've been talking too much and your throat is getting sore, that you may be able to take a step back and recharge.
Yeah. I think also do some research ahead of time. Like you can know, like you can get a buzz of who's going to be there, who's going to be around. I think that's the biggest thing, that like this is something, I mean, you're making an investment in your career here, right? So spend a little bit of time figuring out who might be there, who you might want to talk to. And then when you get your shot to get to speak to that person, find a way to get to them. Again, don't be like super awkward and pin them in a corner, or don't awkwardly jump into conversations and kind of like steal the whole show. But there's ways to target someone in a crowd and make sure that you get around them in a way that allows you to have a conversation. And another thing, like if one of the things I did, and I don't recommend this for everyone, but find some way to also become like memorable in people's minds at the event. So that when you call them after, because one of the things I did is after this event, I went and I chatted with folks. Like I pulled people for interviews, but I also chatted with folks after the event. And I followed up with them and I said, hey, it was good to chat with you. And that's where we really started the conversation, was after the event. It was the online relationships then got built. But having met in person gave me the opportunity to have that little bit of warmness with them, so I think on that follow-up, and this could be online too. If you're chatting with folks, if you're in a room with someone, if you're watching a talk with somebody, like that's the perfect time to reach and follow out. Like, hey, that's cool to see you in the spot, or good to chat, blah, 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 whatever. Like, can we catch up for a little online coffee or whatever it is? That would be my biggest advice, is find little ways. And look, there's going to be opportunities here, right? So again, don't be accrete, but people just popping up, Vlad's around, that, you know, they're going to be around and available. So that would be my advice is, you know, don't be the, don't be too crazy, but take your shot, I guess. Right.
And there may be unexpected moments too, to make some of those things happen. So one of the things for me, I was fairly new to Webflow when I went, and I was struggling with classes. I had been Googling and I couldn't figure out. What I didn't realize was about how the whole combo class piece works. And I just was struggling. My stuff wasn't working out the way that it was. And so in one of the talks, I asked the question during the Q&A, felt like a bit of a goof in terms of asking that question, because I didn't even know how to articulate what the issue was. And Mason Poe ended up tracking me down after, Mason Poe from Edgar Allan ended up tracking me down after that session to like really explain in detail everything, and then followed up with me several times post event to make sure that I was on my way and not having issues. So just to kind of build on what Reimar was saying, there may be, you know, think some of that stuff ahead of time, but also take advantage of things in the moment. And you don't necessarily know, you may not necessarily know that person, but that may be the opening to future conversations and relationship building.
Yeah. Anybody else? Thoughts, questions on that topic? Is there anything like people are looking forward to? Like maybe there's, you know, some like product updates you're dreaming about, or is there somebody you're looking forward to just kind of getting to meet? I know some people have their own little kind of micro communities and stuff. Like, is that, you know, are there other reasons people are excited to be in San Francisco? Is anybody like touring the city? You staying extra? You coming late? Like, you know, who's just going to explore San Francisco a little bit?
I'll be there for a whole week. So arriving on the 8th and leaving on the 15th. So us and the Reloom guys were, yeah, basically the day after WebflowConf, we're actually having our first meetup, actually, like a Reloom meetup, and it's going to be held at the Webflow HQ. But after that, it's kind of just free. So
when is that happening?
On the
Friday?
10th, I think. Yeah, the Friday.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn. I wish I'd have known about that.
Who's talking?
That's
Who's talking?
Josh, it sounds like.
Sorry, I don't have my camera on.
Yeah, I saw that announcement today from Reloom, and I was bummed. Like, I wish I would have been able to stay longer because, you know, I'm leaving Friday morning.
Oh,
that's like one thing. It's like, oh, I'd love to go to that, but
yeah, I'm leaving Friday morning too. I guess I'll have to catch Reloom in Austin, hopefully. But dang,
I actually was thinking about flying out to Austin. Should we bum rush the Austin meetup?
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how many Webflowers are in Texas. I have Googled and looked, and they're just if they're here in Texas, they're not active.
They're super quiet if they're here.
Yeah, they're very quiet.
I know exactly 2.
There's got to be more. There's got to be way more in Texas.
There's got to be way more, but I don't know where they're at. They're not talking.
Josh, do y'all have the Reloom event figured out for Austin, the date or anything for that? Because I'm from Dallas and want to travel for it.
Oh, let me chat with the guys because I think they're just waiting, and I think people are reaching out to Dan. Dan's the main guy who's organizing it, but I'll get in touch with you because maybe you can help out, like plan all. Like honestly, we're just thinking of someone. If they have a WeWork membership, let's just like post it there. I feel like that's the easiest, and that's just a good way to meet local like business people or whatever too. So
okay,
yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be there. I'm only there for San Fran.
Okay.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry, guys. They don't have enough budget to bring me over. So tell them to give me a pay raise.
That's right. Adam and Dan, if you're listening, holla at your boy. Fly him out there, you know? Anybody else got something they're excited about, something they're doing out there, something they're planning? Yeah. No? Maybe? So?
I don't know, I've never done anything like this before, but the conference itself to me is almost an afterthought. To me, it's more about going out and getting to meet all the people behind the avatars on Twitter and just having conversations. Obviously, have the conference itself. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it and seeing talks, but that's not the primary reason for me, really. So it's. I think it's going to be more. I'm more excited about the before and after the sessions and talks and kind of just enjoying that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's I mean, that's the running trend. That was the reason for State of Flow, like we did the way we did it. The reason we did it the way we did it was because we wanted to recreate the hallways at the conference rather than like the conference itself, you know? Because that's where the fun is, when you break bread, when people they let their defenses down a little bit, and you're at the bar and you've had a couple drinks, and you start talking about your real dreams and aspirations, or what you're really working on. That's not super polished and perfect for social media, and that's when I think you get to build the strong relationships. Anybody? Hey, Connor, this would be a good question for you. As someone who was at the first one and kind of coming out of it, like, how did you kind of maximize some of that output coming out of it? Because like where you are now versus where you started, in the space, like, did meeting people in person kind of give you a little jump start? Was there any kind of benefit over time to that? It does seem like a lot of the people that we met in person at the event are now kind of the ones doing some of the things that are leading the space. Is that just happenstance because they're also the same people that were willing to go out there, or does going out there give you some kind of advantage?
Yeah, I think going to the conference was like huge because I hadn't started like making YouTube videos or any of that stuff until after the conference. I mean, I do have to say that like getting to speak at the 2019 conference was definitely helped, because a bunch of people kind of got to know what I was doing with the Unicorn Factory. And then afterwards, a whole bunch of people had like follow-up questions about it, which kind of led to me being like, I'll make a few videos about it just to answer some of those questions. But I don't actually think it's necessary that you actually have to speak at a conference like that. I think one thing that was really great about it was that just being there and talking to so many people actually made me realize how many people were actually interested in the same stuff. Whatever it is that you want to do, like at the time I just decided, I'll make some YouTube videos. But I think like if you're running an agency, or you want to potentially collaborate with some people, I mean, I honestly think that like there's no better way to kind of make those connections. I just feel like it's not quite the same online. Like obviously it's cool meeting people online and stuff like that, but when you get to have a chat with them, like those relationships that you'll get will really help kickstart, or maybe not even kickstart, but like kind of elevate what you're doing. And so that was kind of my experience with it. I ended up going down like making YouTube videos down that route just because, that was kind of what I was doing at the time. But I think no matter what, just like whether you want to like build your agency, grow your agency, collaborate with people, work on some interesting stuff, like being there will definitely help. And so, yeah, I don't know. Does that answer it?
Yeah. Anybody else thoughts on that? Colleen?
I was gonna say, for anyone who's not going, is anyone planning a watch party? Because while you're not there and maybe able to get that in conference, Penny, No Code North is doing some things, right?
Yes, actually, the absolutely fabulous Hillary Cluett has put together a Toronto watch party. She's got connections with a little pub downtown that's actually closed during the day, so it's actually a perfect spot for us, big screen TV, and we're gonna sort of do a little bit of trying to do maybe some streaming through No Code North. I don't know, we haven't figured any of that out yet, but we'll be there and cheering everybody on, and at least we won't be sitting at home alone for both days, so that's great.
They do have.
Yeah, so if I awkwardly run up to Connor and Joe Moore with the camera and be like, "We're on,
we're on,
everybody back home."
Talk now.
Say something interesting.
Are you gonna wear your flannel shirt?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Too Connor. You gotta bring it.
We should all wear.
You know it.
Hockey jerseys. Represent all.
Yeah, exactly. Of course you should. And so very big shout out to Edgar Allen for sponsoring the watch parties. They're doing them all around the world. So it's wonderful that they're helping people get together.
Yeah, I agree. That's there's so much of that happening in this community. There's just people kind of sharing, putting out of their own pocket, putting things together that, you know, don't always seem to make sense on the surface, but somehow they keep like adding up. So
yeah, and it's great because, you know, I think a lot of us are really struggling with not being able to be there with all of you guys and to, you know, take part in watching, you know, all these videos and just feeling like, oh man, I so wish I could be there, you know. So at least there is something.
Yeah.
And I think that's really huge that, you know, that Edgar Allan is supporting that kind of, you know, possible interaction for people that, you know, is really important.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I know it's tough. I remember actually going out to this event. The only way I made it out there, my buddy Daniel, some of y'all have met him, was able to finagle a free hotel room for us. We were able to trade a video for the hotel room. And because I was active in the Webflow community, we got a free ticket as a Webflow meetup organizer to the event. And I was able to scrape together the money for the flight. And that was about it. I was flat broke in San Francisco, pretending like I was, you know, somebody else. And I think there's going to be a lot of people in this in the space that just knew they had to try to get there. And online's the first step, but I think it would be, you know, something good to aspire to. You know, maybe this is good motivation to figure out how do you get that extra client next year or something, so that you can try to figure out, you know, put this into the budget for next year. And maybe there'll be more events like this, you know, more state of flow type things, more localized regional stuff that I think will scratch this itch. I think we'll start to see more of that as well. I know it doesn't.
I think I'm looking forward to just mobbing these little restaurants with like 50 people trying to get a table.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 100% going to be the hardest part of like a lot of this. Watch out. Go ahead, Colleen.
I was just gonna say one thing that I learned the hard way last year. So I live in a sleepy town in Florida, where you can just show up at a restaurant and get a table. You may have to wait just a little bit, but not anything super, super long. And so I learned the hard way that everybody gets their order in before they show up. So some of you may be familiar with that with the cities that you live in, but that was new to me. So just a word of warning of download. I don't even know necessarily what app, Yelp, or I don't even know if it's Yelp. So that's something I know that I need to figure out and research before.
Yeah, reservations ahead of time are important in a lot of places. That's the hard part. Yeah, San Francisco is kind of tough sometimes. Public restrooms are not always as easily available. Don't be I won't call him out. I won't call him out. Don't get taken by this guy. we were walking around last time, and 100% dude got hustled hard. And I thought he knew what he was doing, and he 100% didn't. And he got taken for a ride. So just, you know, like San Francisco is the real deal. I know people are out there talking about like the city, and it is Gotham City, y'all. There are parts of this town you do not want to be in, and there are parts that, you know, like are amazing and beautiful and like fantastic, and there are parts of the city that you got to be like just super on guard. And so if you're coming out here, just know that, you know, there's certain places that this guy is ready to take your money. And we didn't realize it until after we were filming this, but this guy's got a crew. This guy right there, this is a fake bet. This bet coming in right here is a fake bet.
Yeah.
And they just pull the guy in, and next thing you know, they got a couple $100 out of your pocket. They let you win one, and then they take $200 or $300, and you know, you're walking away wondering what the heck happened. And we were walking away glad we actually were able to keep our camera, because it got a little rough at one point inside here. Anyway, so yeah, just know San Francisco is also got, you know, the good and the bad is all there.
Yeah, we've got like a little crew too. So like if you're traveling alone and you want to go with us or kind of walk with us on the streets and things like that, you know, totally down for that. Meeting up and kind of traveling as a group and And if anyone's traveling solo, join our squad.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Is to have. That was what prompted you for that little website, right, Zach?
Yeah, for sure. To let everyone know kind of the central area so people could travel as a group, maybe share rides, things like that. Just make it a little bit easier for everyone.
Yeah. Ubers are prolific. It's pretty walkable too. Just again, sometimes there's places you don't want to be walking. And it's hard to know those until you're walking in them.
Yeah. Does anyone know the area around the venue? What it looks like?
I did kind of a walk around it with like a Google Maps thing. It looks incredibly industrial.
Yeah.
But the train is really close. Like it's a block or two away. But yeah, the venue itself looks like it's in the middle of an industrial part.
I'm trying to think. What's the venue name? I forgot. The Midway. That's what it is.
While we're doing that, do we have like lines of communication? Or are we gonna stick with this like Slack group type of thing, WebflowConf?
Yeah, I think getting everybody into like a Slack channel somewhere is probably the right move. Let's see the venue.
Be good to promote it.
I like the idea of traveling with a Webflow wolf pack.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Strength in numbers.
I've got Tony seats to protect me.
Let's see.
I'll just run away with my terrible jokes.
Here's a virtual tour of this of the venue. I mean I wouldn't expect anything less than a beautiful build out here. So just seeing this already gives me, vibes of what they could do. I definitely recommend the group stuff. If you're going to be walking around, that's something for sure, walking with somebody or being out with somebody. If you're renting a car, be careful with that. The cars get pretty expensive, and they also get broken into a lot in San Francisco. Like a lot. Like the cops won't even care. They won't come. They won't just. Okay, let's see. There we go. There's a big space. Yeah, so it looks like just big, wide open canvas.
Yeah, also as Christine said in the chat here, driving in SF's not recommended. Also, just for parking prices alone, it's ridiculous.
Correct. So, you'll pay $60-$70 a night just to park a car.
Get some nice shoes. Get your Uber ready.
Yeah, Uber's the way. Uber, Lyft. Oop, hit a wall. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm trying to find, is there the main Midway Catering, Michigan Street entrance, patio? What's in there? Artist studio.
If you walk down the hall from the main entrance there, and I think you just turn immediately. I'm trying to think of, you can get into the main walking space. It's
so just go straight up the hall here.
No, it's actually before. So if you go,
here's a big room.
Yeah, there's some. That might be the one.
Yeah, so looks like lots of different spaces for them to kind of break out, and who knows how they're going to split this up. Any Webflow? I saw any Webflow folks jump on the call yet? Nobody's in the Zoom. We can make super awkward by asking questions that they're not going to answer.
Yeah, that's why they're not in here.
Okay. Gods in my. Oh, there we go. That's a cool space.
Yeah, that's the big space, I think. This was like the first thing I did. I was like, where is this and what does this place look like?
Ride. Oh, here's another big area. Maybe this is the main stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like that. This is crazy, right? Let's see, green room. All right, it's a little backstage. Maybe this will be where like the speaker lounge or something like that. Prep before you go on stage. And then gallery. Nice. Right on. So there's a little peek at the Midway, San Francisco. Right. Let's see how we do this. There we go.
Does anyone know if you can walk like from the like Union Square area down south? If that's this, because it's what is an hour walk apparently, according to Google. I just never have done the walk.
From where?
Obviously, you don't want to be crossing areas that you don't want to be crossing, but I like walking, so.
That's where my head was at, right? The walk between the hotel and the venue. Is it sketchy or can you walk it?
Yeah, it depends.
I don't think it's a good walk.
It depends on where you're at.
I hate to say it. It's a U.S. city. And sorry for those of you in the U.S.
That's nonsense, by the way, just because it's a U.S. city. Well, it's San Francisco, which makes it a thing.
I'm sure there are parts that are fine, and I'm sure it's not like that everywhere. I do recall being in a place where we were walking on the side of a busy road where there was sidewalks and there was businesses and all sorts of things, and the cops stopped us and said, "Why are you walking here? You should not be walking." And anybody who talked, and this was like, not a bad part of town, not an industrial part of town.
Yeah, but that's not the U.S. That's shitty cities. And it's not all of San Francisco either. It's like shitty pockets
it's like
of
that
it.
everywhere. No,
yeah,
no. But I am saying if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna walk, I would recommend walk in a group.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and there are places here again that you don't want to be walking. I just don't know where they're at on the map. Like I can't. But
yeah, that's what you can't. That's what you really can't tell. Like, because I mean, like I said, it's a 1 hour walk from Union Square to the venue, and it's like I like walking cities, but you also don't want to be walking across an area that you shouldn't be in.
Yeah, usually like across the water. Like let's see, the Union Square area, like this Union Square area is safe, to walk in around here. When you get into like, where is it? Like some of the Mission District, you get into the Tenderloin. So this Mission Street right here that runs through here.
Yeah.
This gets a little heavy when you get into some of this area. Webflow HQ is kind of right in this little 10th Street area right here, kind of close to this Costco. And it's pretty safe around some of this stuff. The problem is you could be in an area that feels safe and you walk a block over and now you're somewhere you shouldn't be. And that's the problem. Like that's where you don't know.
Yeah.
That's where you don't know, and it's hard to like.
I experienced that 15 years ago when it was the last time I've been in San Francisco. You're walking, everything is clean, everything is nice, and then 1 block later it turns so bad so fast, and they're like, "Oh man, turn around now." So yeah, watch out for that, guys. I know the vibe. I also walk 20 kilometers every day, but it's not probably a walkable city, at least the way I remember it. So better always take something somewhere, because you never know which corner will be like a weird one.
That sounds like LA.
Yeah, it's very LA vibes. LA's got a little more Hollywood, this a little more entertainment, this is a little more tech, but yeah, it's the same kind of vibes. Especially downtown LA.
Yeah.
That being said, the ferry building area is nice. All the walking through here, lots of parks. Coit Tower's great. The Fisherman's Wharf, a little suspect.
Well, yeah, I think all of the downtown from Union Square up north is very walkable.
Yeah,
I mean, besides being hilly, but
Tenderloin,
yeah,
you want to stay out of.
About that.
So don't go. I guess this would be west of Union Square a bunch. That Tenderloin is where things get a little rough as well. But yeah, everything through here, like I felt super comfortable walking Union Square. I walked all this. I walked like, I don't know, 15 miles the first day I was there or something stupid like that. And so a lot of this is, again, good if you're right in the core area. Just it's when you start trickling off into some of these little side hoods and some of the little side neighborhoods and streets and stuff. But all around the water, usually pretty safe. Again, I don't know outside of the industrial area. I know some of this gets a little nice. You know, some of this is actually super nice. And there are areas where you'll be inside of here and you'll be like, wow, this is stunning and it's fantastic. You should for sure come up to this Prestido Park. This is an amazing walk if you want to hang out and just enjoy this park right here. This is the Golden Gate Bridge. So you can walk like in the shadow of the bridge here. This is super nice to walk. And there's like it's kind of a, coming from Sarasota, I know what good beaches are. So this isn't an exciting beach for me, but it is kind of a beach vibe right there. If you want to walk alongside of that, that's a lot of fun. There's some great sightseeing. I've for sure check out Chinatown and walk through this ferry building. You know, I don't know, Coit Tower. But yeah.
All right, so it sounds like each area is going to look a little different. Just stay on your toes. But Penny's got me psyched to go to Canada with all their like moving sidewalks and handing out free lemonade. And, yes,
I'm in.
What?
No,
I missed that.
Well, Canada's like the safest. Yeah, I'm just reversing the blanket statement.
Okay.
Canada sounds super
no,
safe, super fun.
What I should have said was it's a city, and if it's not a city you know, then there are going to be areas that, you know, walking in a pack of 10 might be safer.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous, okay? Come on.
I'm jealous of that free healthcare.
Yeah.
Well, it does. I mean, it does. It certainly makes me traveling by myself there feel a lot better, knowing that other folks are interested in traveling in groups and such. So that alleviates some stress on my mind. I did walk around a lot when I was there before, felt comfortable in certain places and certain times, but you know, one of the things that's going to be happening is there's a time zone change here in the US. And I certainly, when I was there before, noticed a big difference once the sun went down in places. So
yeah.
That's a good point. Colleen, I might have been going. I might have kept my ticket and gone if I had known that there was a group of people who were going to be, you know, that I knew I could walk with. Because I mean, quite frankly, as a woman, like I'm not going to walk across San Francisco and not be in a safe area. So they kind of I feel like Webflow set it up a little bit to make it harder for women to attend. But you know, now I know for next year this group exists and people are willing to make sure we can hang together.
I guess where does everybody anticipate hanging out pre-show, post-show? Like, are you going to be down by Fisherman's Wharf area? Like, I think Tony and I are staying at my friend's house, and it's completely in a different area that I think anybody else is staying in. So I think we're going to be Ubering to wherever everybody's at.
Yeah, probably in that Union Square area. I could imagine there will be things happening. There's lots of restaurants. That's where a lot of the hotels are kind of, you know, where it's good to stay. So I imagine meetups there. The Ferry Building's also a good spot. So I think on the 8th before, we're going to be doing something over by the Ferry Building area. There's also some like after parties shaping up. I've heard rumblings of a couple things. I know there's like an official, what is it that?
The puzzle?
Yeah, the puzzle's doing like a little thing. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Yeah, I would say stay flexible. You know, don't be too eager to like lock in all your time while you're out there. I think part of the fun will be just kind of meeting people and connecting, and then just figuring out what y'all want to do with the people you know kind of hit it off with.
I guess while we're on it with the puzzle app hangout, who's going to that, or who's planning to go to that?
Yeah, I'm planning to go.
Yeah, me too.
Let's signed up.
Yeah, let's say I'm on the list.
Unless a better offer comes in.
I haven't received my confirmation for it yet, so I don't know what's going on with that.
I was approved and then they kicked me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said I wasn't a freelancer, so I couldn't go.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were scrubbing. Interesting.
They're time sharing. They got a presentation for
Well,
you.
I wonder if
I think it's a sales pitch deal.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there's like a capacity limit or something like that, and they're trying to just make sure they you know, I don't know. I would say also keep your eye out for other after parties. I know that one's kind of like they're out front. They got this like super like cool looking location, but you know, just relax and keep your tickets open. I think there's going to be a lot of things popping out over the next week or so.
Yeah.
Plus, again, the small group stuff is where it's at. You know, getting away with 10 people to a restaurant or to a bar. You know, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, I'm not a huge crowd person, so like I'm much more interested in having good one-on-ones and small groups of people. That's totally more my vibe.
Yeah.
I'll follow the wolf pack and not be being sold to for a product instead.
So we need some
Yeah,
wolf
that was
pins.
my concern with the puzzle thing was how much time it was going to take. You know, it's very limited time, obviously. So to spend that time listening to a presentation and not just hanging out was kind of a concern. But.
Are we taking a Calcutta on the speed build? Are we like taking bets on the speed build? We're going to have like side action. That'd be like some bookies over there. Like,
yeah, I want to take bets.
That's what I'm saying.
Mainly because I'll be judging it. So.
Nice.
Yeah, let's open some bets.
All right.
I didn't know that you were a judge. That'll be fun.
Yeah, with Melissa too.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it's not gonna be a real vacation. I'll be working a little bit.
Nice. All right. Yeah, Connor's saying you got a dip. No worries if you got to go. No sweat. There's no real ending time to this or official agenda past what we've already talked about. Let me make sure, actually. I don't think there's anything else on my list that we were supposed to talk about. Do you see anything, Colleen?
What's up, y'all? I think this is my first time meeting some of you guys in here.
What's up?
Hey, dude.
Corey, Tony, how's it going?
It's good.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, everybody's making me equally excited to go to San Francisco and terrified. I've been once before, but I was with my family in the safe areas. But definitely going in blind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I don't mean to scare anyone. I don't think anyone should be scared. I think you should just be aware.
Yeah.
We'll have the Uber driver like up to the room, be like, can't hold us down to the city street.
Christine saying SF is really not any worse than any other big city, in my opinion. I think the crime stats would disagree with you.
Yeah, I'm staying with my buddy, and I'm sure they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's no problem. That's just how it always is." But
when you're there's also a difference of where you come from. Like if you're coming from New York or Chicago or LA, you're like, yeah, hey, we're in another big city, whatever. But if you're coming from a city from like 50,000 people or 100,000 people, or you know, a smaller little metro with a couple 100,000 people, 500,000 people, or even, you know, like getting a little bit bigger than that, there's just different vibes, you know. And so, yeah, every city has its quirks and its things. I really don't mean to scare everyone about San Francisco. I've been there a number of times and been safe every time. But there have just been moments where I've been like, what is this? And so, yeah, just be on your toes.
Well, I think that's exactly it with any big city. I mean, Vancouver has its issues, and it's not even that big, but you just be aware of your surroundings, and you know, I think the wolf pack idea is a great idea, as far as like making sure that you've got a buddy or somebody, you know, so nobody's alone is probably the best way of sorting it out.
I wonder if we can send Colleen from that Meetup group an email to everyone with an invite into the WebflowConf Slack channel. I wonder if Meetup will let us do that.
Yeah, we can try it.
We could also drop a Slack invite link now right into the, let's see.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Invite people, copy. Let's just share this right into the chat here. So anybody that's here who wants to join it can do that.
And that's just into the channel.
That's into the general channel. Once you're in, just send us a PM, DM or something like that, and we'll invite you into the actual WebflowConf channel. Aiva, you got some memes for us? What's going on here?
Not a lot this time. You guys talking mostly about walking about in San Francisco. There's not a lot of memes about that. Serious stuff.
I was thinking of bringing my rollerblades instead, so I'll just rollerblade everywhere, right?
Good luck downhill.
Oh my God. Yeah. Y'all are not ready for the hills. Y'all are not.
Yeah, that'll be fun with the hills.
Try to catch me, Robert.
Bro, you don't even want to be walking down some of those hills. They're so steep. It's wild.
One thing that struck me being there last time is that there are rentable scooter things everywhere. So if you don't want to bring your skates on the plane, that could be an option. And then you don't have to worry about carrying them around when you're going into the conference or other things.
Yeah. We got some comments from the YouTube audiences. San Francisco has a poop filter on Google Maps. So careful on the sidewalks. All right. Well, that puts us. Let's see. We're right at an hour here. I don't know if there's too much more to talk. I'm down to just hang. I'm wondering if we should kill the stream. If anybody's got to go, this may be a good break point for anybody who wants to dip out. See you, Jeremy. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it I had for the talking points or agenda. I'm happy to discuss any other random miscellaneous related things. We're going to kill the stream now. So if you're watching on YouTube, goodbye. It's been real. We'll probably post another version of this, or maybe we'll just leave it. I don't know. I think we fixed the audio.